Everyone, so in this video I will explain how the automobile industry killed electric cars and how electric cars are finally making a comeback. So let's get started. Thomas Edison patented the first commercially available light bulb in the year 1879 with the vision of bringing electricity, which was then only used by scientists for experiments, to an average household. Nikola Tesla further carried on this vision by solving the problem of transportation of energy by inventing alternating current, thus bringing electricity into every house. And even though their relationship remains to be so controversial, there is no question that these two brought about the electric age. They revolutionized the world to a point where humans are now completely dependent on electricity. These two created an obsession in public where people wanted to power everything with electricity. Radios, gramophone, heavy machinery, trains, nothing escaped this obsession. Do you know what else was gaining more and more popularity among the masses at the same time? Cars. So how did cars not catch on to this obsession of being powered by electricity? Well, turns out they did. By 1910, around 40% of cars sold were electrically powered, compared to only 20% petrol-powered cars. The rest 40% was steam-powered cars. Not only did they use electric cars, but they even figured out a way to solve the biggest problem we have with electric cars, that it takes too long to charge. It was set up so that when you reach a power station, they take away your drained battery and then replace it with a new charged one. They then charge your drained battery and then give it to the next customer in exchange of their drained battery, and so on. Genius, right? Compare this to more than 100 years in future and only 2.5% of cars are electric. Why this drastic drop in the industry when it is obvious that electric cars are way better than petrol-powered cars? This all started in 1930s when leading car manufacturers in US like Ford, General Motors got together to form the National Highway Users Conference. At the time, cars were only used by super wealthy people for short distance travels, going to work and back, roaming around town, and so on. Cars were not yet being used for cross-country travels. But this all was on the verge of breakthrough. The National Highway Users Conference wanted to take the industry to another level, so they lobbied for a large amount of money for the government to build highways. Hey Fiat, hey General Motors, what's up? How's your business going, man? It's good. Hey, do you want to make tons of more money? Sure, but how? So we have this plan. Step 1, we will make tons of roads. Okay. Then step 2, we will make cars. Okay. Step 3, people will buy the cars we make to drive on the roads we make. Sounds good. Sign me up. Sure, our membership is $5 million only. Oh, I totally forgot. I don't do deals on Shaniwar. But today is Wednesday. Bye General Motors, I'll see you later. Wait, Fiat. Bye. Building highways would transform the transportation system. It would make interstate travel a lot easier and accessible. The government was also highly motivated to build these highways, as for the first time, large funds were available beforehand to make large reforms. So began an era in transportation where most of it was done using automobiles, and the sales obviously skyrocketed. Unfortunately, electric cars at that time were especially bad for long distance travel. They needed to be recharged much more often, and the infrastructure required to charge these cars was very expensive. Also, this is the peak of industrial revolution. A time where things had to be made better, and things had to be made better fast. The competition was as cutthroat as it could be. So the automobile industry went for petrol cars, which were much more viable, and started perfecting it. No one wanted to put their money to make an environmentally friendly, safer, sustainable car. They wanted to make good enough cars that would make them profit. Also, sustainability is not profitable. If you sell a car to your customer that would last them for the next 50 years, what would you sell them the next year? So, all the world's resources went towards perfecting the petrol car. They came up with newer, better engines year after year. And with every new engine, electric cars were left further and further behind. Fortunately for our generation and the generations to come, while these big companies were busy making money, we had a visionary, Elon Musk, who put up his resources to perfect the electric car. He raised more than $6 billion in funding. He made electric cars which were not only more sustainable, but faster, smarter,
being able to control your music, the ability to play more games like even Cuphead, even Netflix and Hulu when the car is parked,
and safer.
The car earned a superior rating in front crash prevention for automatically stopping at the obstacle both times.
He took Tesla from making only 1,000 cars a year to selling more than 4 lakh cars in 2019. He revolutionized the industry to a point where the industry which was once hell-bent on making petrol cars is now making newer and better electric cars. Mainstream companies are coming up with their own electric models. Governments around the world are trying to provide stimulus to the electric vehicle industry. It is predicted that more than half the cars around the world will be electrically powered by the year 2040. But it is important to remember that none of it happens if we don't make the choice of choosing electric cars over petrol ones. None of it is useful if we don't make the leap towards a greener, more sustainable future. So guys, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you guys in the next one.